and welcome out to Colby, Kansas, the site of the 1A Division II Girls State Championship action as we are finally towards the end of the season. 8 teams will enter. Only 4 will exit with a medal here after play gets done coming up on Saturday. Good afternoon and welcome into our first broadcast of the afternoon. It is the Linn girls and the South Haven girls coming up here for you first at 2 o'clock. Meanwhile, coming up later on, it's going to be the Hanover girls looking to defend their back-to-back 1A Division II state championship title here from Colby. Again, this is Max Blaska here with KNDY. Katie Jeter back in the studio making things run smoothly. We're about 10 minutes away from a tip-off here on our contest number 1. Again, between the 8th-seeded Linn Lady Bulldogs making their first state tournament appearance since the 2008 season, a year that saw a 19-win season for the Lady Bulldogs. This year, the Linn girls come in 16-6, their most wins since the 2013-14 season when the girls went 16-6. As for the South Haven Lady Cardinals, they come into this contest, the top seed, 21-1. Their last loss back on January 7th to an Attica team that is the 5th seed here in this Class 1A Division II tournament. The South Haven Cardinals have won 15 straight games now to close out the season. This is the 4th straight year South Haven has made a trip out to state, and most notably last year, they came in as the top seed, only 2 losses. They were knocked out by Northern Valley, a 12-11 team in first-round action, 49-42. So this South Haven team will be coming in with their pants on fire under senior point guard / forward Audrey Pond. We'll get into stats here in just a little bit after our first time out, although a big thank you to our sponsors here this week for the Linn Bulldogs: Bruna Implement, Moe's Stop and Shop, Blue Valley Insurance Agencies, Linn Post and Pipe, Oldie Speed, Union State Bank in Palmer, Coolman Implement, Jack's Food Market, Titan West, United Bank and Trust, and Midwest Products. We'll take our first time out of our pregame. When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll catch up on how the season has worked out for both the South Haven Cardinals and the Linn Lady Bulldogs. Again, we'll be back in 2 minutes here on KNDY FM 95.5.
After over 70 years serving Kansas, we here at Bruna Implement know what your farm requires, why it's a necessity, and how to get it to you with a smile. We strive to exceed your expectations and intend to do so, whether you get a tractor, drill baler, or a combine. Whether it's in Marysville, Washington, Seneca, Hiawatha, Clay Center, or even Humboldt, Nebraska, all your farm machine needs can gladly be met at Bruna Implement. Call 785-662-5304 to have your needs met today.
Okay. Moe's Stop and Shop in Linn is your stop. Fuel up and fill up at Moe's Stop and Shop. They have gas available, plus they have drinks, snacks, and a whole lot more. Your convenience store is Moe's Stop and Shop. Find them right off the highway in Linn. Moe's Stop and Shop.
Imagine the destruction 5 minutes of hail could do to your crop. Don't wait until it's too late. Secure your crop hail coverage now. This is Dave Savage with Blue Valley Insurance, and we offer a complete line of crop hail products that cover for hail, green snap, or wind coverage on corn and wind coverage on wheat. Get in touch with Blue Valley Insurance in Linn, Greenleaf, Hanover, Marysville for the peace of mind you get with the right crop hail policy.
Load, sort, and work your cattle easier, faster, and safer with equipment from Linn Post and Pipe. Wrangler portable corrals, stationary working equipment, guaranteed gates, and continuous fencing, all available to make livestock handling safer and more efficient. Linn Post and Pipe is in the business to help ranchers do what they do best. So naturally, they provide only the most durable and best quality livestock handling equipment. Linn Post and Pipe Supply, built to last for generations.
Max Blaska back with you here from Colby High School as we get to the Class 1A Division II Girls State Championship Tournament rocking and rolling here for the 52nd year in the state of Kansas. Again, in our first contest, this is the 8th-seeded Linn Bulldogs coming off an impressive win over St. John's Tipton in their sub-state championship game, 52-37. In that contest for Linn, they were faced by Gretchen Bott with 17 points in that contest, an average score on the season of just over 8 points per game, but she had a big game when it mattered most. Of course, if you're listening to that broadcast, remember, too, as well, the two bigs for the Bulldogs, Marcella Huerta and Isabel Rogie, fought foul trouble all night long. Scores as second leading scorer on the team at just under 12 points per game. Bailey Peters went scoreless in that contest, but again, it was the defense for the Linn Bulldogs in that championship game over St. John's Tipton that lifted the Bulldogs to their first win, or first state tournament appearance since the 2008 season, and it has been a defense much improved under head coach Trevor Kuhlman over the last couple of years. Linn comes into this contest averaging 49 points per game while only allowing 42 on the season, and again, playing in High Call, the toughest conference in the state of Kansas. As for the South Haven Lady Cardinals, we previewed them just a little bit ago. They come into this game with just one loss on their record, top seed out here at state, 21-1. They are led by senior Aubrey Pons, who averages 12.4 points per game and just under 5 steals per contest on the season. The senior was part of a squad that last year they came in as the number 1 overall seed and got knocked out by the 8th seed Northern Valley. So Linn trying to do the same thing to the Lady Cardinals, and happened to them last year out here at Colby, too, as well. South Haven has played a tough schedule so far this year. Their only loss to an Attica team that is a 5th-ranked team at state out here. They've also had 3 wins over 2A teams, Udall, West Elk, and Medicine Lodge. Defense is the name of the game, most notably, as we mentioned, those 5 steals a game for Pond. They only allow 28 points per game. Their highest total this year giving up was that 60 points against Attica. If you take away that contest, the South Haven team is only allowing 26 points per game on the season while scoring at a clip of just over 49 points per game. Again, this is the 4th straight year and 7th time total in school history that South Haven has made that trip over here to a state tournament. They do have 1 championship under their belt. That was all the way back in 2007, a year which the Lady Cardinals went undefeated on the year. South Haven comes in 15 straight wins. That lone loss, January 7th versus Attica, but they had to squeak by Hartford, who was a top team in the entire state, Class 1A Division II all season. Hartford girls ended as the 9th-ranked team in the state of Kansas in Class 1A Division II, and it was South Haven squeaking by them in the sub-state championship game 32-31 to punch their 4th straight ticket out here to Colby, Kansas. Again, Linn on the season, quickly stats before we get into national anthem and starting lineups. The Linn is led on the year in scoring by Marcela Huerta at just over 12 points per game, 7.4 assists and a steal and a half per game, while sophomore Bailey Peters pitches in just under 12 points per contest, 2 assists, and that's going to be big for her, Gretchen Bach, and Morgan Works, the 3 guards out front for the Linn Bulldogs, as they average a combined 8 assists per game. But watch the turnovers. Linn only averages 16 per contest. In order for Linn to pull the upset, I'm going to have to say Linn has to stay under a dozen turnovers in this game, which they were right at that mark, or a little bit over that mark in the St. John's Tipton game at 17. They got set up in 2 quarters. They looked really good in the 1st and 4th quarters. They got set up in the 2nd and 3rd. So keep turnovers low for the Lady Linn Bulldogs, or someone other than the name we mentioned already 3 or 4 times, Audrey Pond, to make shots for the South Haven Lady Cardinals team. And we're going to have an excellent contest here in our first matchup of the evening. Again, coming up later tonight at 8 o'clock, it's the Hanover girls, and it is Wallace County in first-round action, too, as well, before we get a full schedule started tomorrow with 4 contests between all our sister stations from KNDY FM 95.5, AM 1570, and 94.1. Of course, stay tuned all week long to our KNDY Facebook page if you haven't liked that already. And also be sure and download the free KNDY mobile app as we get ready for state action, as all games will be streaming there and online at kndyradio.com. We're just getting set for game time. We're going to take a 2-minute break here for the national anthem. When we come back, it's starters and game time between Linn and South Haven here on KNDY FM 95.5.
At Oldie Seed, we are locally owned and locally grown. The corn, soybeans, and sorghum we sell are tested in plots throughout the region in close proximity to our customers. This ensures we are testing a yield environment just like yours. We are dedicated to our Know to Grow research program. It's our family's commitment to delivering high-yielding crops for you, the American farmer. This season, partner with Oldie Seed for locally owned and locally grown solutions.
Hi, this is Miranda Mainin with Union State Bank in Palmer. We are proud of the work the Bulldog athletes and students put in during the season and all year long. The dedication and determination is what drives the Bulldogs to succeed on the field and in the classroom. Best of luck, Bulldogs. Join Union State Bank of Clay Center, Palmer, and Barnes in supporting all area student athletes this and every school year. Union State Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Warm weather is on the way, and it's time for spring cleaning. Cut down on clutter by signing up for paperless billing with Blue Valley Technologies. Tired of mail delays? No need to worry, with monthly invoices being sent directly to your email. Sign up before April 30th for paperless billing by changing your account settings online at bluevalley.net or call our office at 877-876-1228 and receive a one-time $20 bill credit.
Coolman Implement and Hardware is your Agco Alice, White, Hesting, Leaner, and Gel dealer with personalized care since 1935. See Coolman Implement and Hardware for farm equipment, electrical and plumbing supplies, parts, sales, and service. Your Agco Alice, White, Hesting, Leaner, and Gel dealer is Coolman Implement and Hardware in Linn, Kansas.
South Haven crowd getting rambunctious behind us. A good group of Linn high school students, too, as well. I know many of them made the trip, got a extra, probably half day off from school. And as a high school student, you're never going to turn that one down when you get the opportunity. First, a good job by the district. As before mentioned earlier, the Hanover girls will be playing on later tonight. And the Hanover boys will get a chance to have first-round action coming up tomorrow. And we'll have coverage of the Hanover boys and the Axel boys live here from state coming up tomorrow. Back-to-back contest starting at 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Starting lineups announced here. We're going to go ahead and get them rolling, too, as well. We're going to start with the home team in this one, the South Haven Lady Cardinals. They come in again 21-1 on the season. Last loss back January 7th to the 5th seed out here at state. That is Attica. Out at the guard position, it will be Kelly Brewer, a 5'4 junior, Addison Heater, a 5'5 junior, and Raleigh Colwell, a 5'1 senior. The engine to make this South Caldwell team run is Aubrey Pond, the 5'8 senior, one of just two seniors on this squad, as Pond averages 12.4 points per game and just under 5 steals on the year. Down low, it'll be Addie Helsel, the 5'8 junior, and that's your starting 5 for the South Haven Cardinals. Brewer, Heater, Colwell, Pond, and Helsel. For the Linn Lady Bulldogs, under head coach Trevor Kuhlman, now in his 6th year, 78-36 in his career. Coming off a 9-14 year last year, the Linn girls 16-6, their first trip to a state tournament. So a very familiar starting lineup. Out of the guard positions, Bailey Peters, 5'4 sophomore, Morgan Wirtz, 5'5 senior, and Jenny Turk, a 5'6 sophomore. Down low, it'll be the pairing of Gretchen Bott, the 5'7 sophomore, and Marcela Huerta, the 5'10 senior. Again, Linn girls, very familiar starting lineup as we've seen all season. Bailey Peters, Morgan Wirtz, Jenny Turk, Gretchen Bott, and Marcela Huerta. Again, Linn comes in, led in scoring this season by Huerta at 12.2 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, and a steal and a half. A reigning Twin Valley League all-conference player last season. Bailey Peters has been a much improved sophomore, 11.9 points per game, but she was held scoreless in that sub-state championship game versus St. John's Tipton. You're going to look for players such as Gretchen Bott, who had 17 in that game, to come up big for the Linn Bulldogs in this contest. Again, I think a key for Linn in this one, it's going to sound redundant. I said it down at sub-state too as well, and joked with many coaches. Trevor Kuhlman was one of them. What do you have to do in state or in sub-state to get to a position where you're at? Well, you have to play defense. That's first off. That's kind of a given in the sport of basketball, and this is going to be a good one between Linn only allowing 42 points per game and South Haven allowing 28 points per game. Then you have to make shots, but more importantly, you have to find those other players, as I just mentioned, a Jenny Turk, an Isabel Rogie, and Ella Imke, who came in big, only 6 points against St. John's Boys Tipton, but those 6 points were to end a 6-0 scoring drought to start the contest off back there down in Tesca last Friday. So key for the Bulldogs, too, as well, calm down those turnovers. You cannot let South Haven get easy run-out runs. A lot of these teams, of course, South Haven comes from south of Wichita. They're about a stone's throw away from the Oklahoma border, so they've really hit both parts of Kansas so far in this trip. The playing teams, as they play defensive pressure, reminds me a lot of the setup, honestly, the way Hanover is set up. You know, Hannah Juneman, who really runs the engine, and then everyone else kind of fits in around, and that's going to be the key tonight for Linn to keep Audrey Pond from getting going. They, again, one of two seniors on this South Haven team that had to taste the sour taste of defeat last year. When South Haven came in as the top overall seed to this tournament, they were upset by Northern Valley in first round, 49-42. Northern Valley was only 12-11 on the season. Of course, then Northern Valley lost by 30 to Hanover in the next round. But the Bulldogs, again, their first trip to state since 2008, their best finish was fourth overall in 1958. And as I've mentioned on many comments with Jeff Works on the TBL Sports Spotlight, as well as on our TBL Rundown conversation, too, as well. Maybe the best league in the state of Kansas has prepared this Linn team for what might come here at Colby, Kansas. I don't know what we're waiting on here. Both teams got introduced. Of course, we're 2 minutes away from 2 o'clock here. They did introductions quite a bit early, so both teams getting an opportunity, or both coaches getting an opportunity to chat with their respective teams. Against South Haven, led by head coach Mike Heater, Trevor Kuhlman for the Linn Bulldogs, who picked up his 100th win overall as a coach with that state championship contest the other week. Linn, of course, being the lower seed, 8 here in this tournament, they will be in their row to black, white, Linn across the chest with white numbers front and back, kind of gold stripes down the middle and gold outlining on those uniforms. South Haven with a rowdy crowd behind us that made that 5.5-hour trip in their home white, kind of a maroon cardinal across the front and a numbers front and back. In the jump circle, it is the 5'5" Morgan Wirtz. It is the 5'8" Addie Helsel. We're ready to rock and roll here from Colby. As they've been getting the energy going here all evening long, started out 15, 20 minutes before game time, waiting on the clock. Let's get this state tournament kicked off for the 52nd time in the state of Kansas. Here comes the Class 1A Division II Girls Sub-State Championship run. First possession is won by South Haven. South Haven will move left to right as we see it here from the court at Colby Event Center. Beautiful center, only 3 years old. Of course, hosts the Division I. Saw the Franklin girls win their first ever championship game last year in school history. Let's see if the same TBL spectrum will go. And here's a turnover forced early on by the Linn girls, diving for that one and forcing the turnover. Bailey Peters, we mentioned, is second leading scorer on the season. She was held scoreless in that championship game versus St. John's Tipton. She's going to go against light man-to-man pressure applied by Kelly Ferrero up top. Linn will get going against kind of a 1-3-1 defense inside Herrera. First bucket is down and good for Marcella, and that's where Linn took advantage of St. John's Tipton last Friday in a championship matchup. Guards did such an excellent job penetrating to the free throw line or in between, as a second turnover is forced by Linn, and Jenny Turk pumps her fist to the Linn crowd. That one was a pass thrown errantly, and a timeout is taken early on here by South Haven. We're going to keep it here as it's only, a minute into this contest. We've got a timeout taken by South Haven. Point guard Aubrey Vaughn, the 5'8 senior, is being checked by Jenny Turk out front, and early on, Turk is all over the senior out front. And then I expected South Haven to come out with their hair lit on fire, wanting to really get after Linn, especially defensively. But that first possession, they just set back and kind of their 1-3-1 defense, let Linn get right to the front of the rim. They do it by a little man-to-man token pressure here, full court, and Linn is prepared for it. Again, facing teams like Centralia and Hanover all season have prepared the Lady Bulldogs for this. Good point guard play here by Bailey Peters. She gets across the timeline, trapping 1-3-1 again. The Lady Cardinals going to sneak back into a 2-3 zone. Out top, handsy attack now by Raleigh Caldwell, the 5'1 senior, gets it right corner. Peters into the lane. A lot of contact. Turnover here early on Linn, but getting it right to the middle of the lane again. And now a foul is going to be called on Morgan Wirtz, and she goes diving for a loose ball. There's a turnover South Haven already, but Wirtz goes diving on it into the legs of Kelly Brewer, forcing the first foul of the game. 6:40 left in this first quarter. Linn struck first on Marcella Rita. Bucket down low on good penetration from Bailey Peters. Now inside, Kelly Brewer spins her way inside. No dice on that one. Big board ripped out of there by Marcella. Off and running are the Lady Bulldogs down the left side of the wing into the paint. Gretchen Bott a floater up and down off the glass for Gretchen Bott. It's 4-0 here early on Linn. Cardinals will look to run right corner. We're going to speed post down low. Adele Helsel misses her first shot of the game as Marcella. Excellent defense here early on. Head coach Trevor Kuhlman coaching his team from the far sideline as Peters brings it across the timeline, working right to left. 4-0 early on. Peters inside the lane. Step through, a lot of contact, no foul. It's going to stay right here with Linn early on. First substitution off the bench. It will be in number 11 and number 14. Let me get that to you here just real quick. As Linn gets it inside through the paint, a foul will be called, and 2 shots now upcoming for Morgan Wirtz. Adele Helsel will pick up that personal foul, but checking in to South Haven there moments ago, it was Adeline Irie and Mackenzie Collison, 5'5 freshman and 5'5 sophomore. Again, not a lot of experience here on the South Haven squad, only 2 seniors for head coach Mike Eder. First one was good from Wirtz. Second one is off, but offensive board being chased around. Dive for it on it as a jump ball possession. Linn. And Linn out here early on, just more energy than the Lady Cardinals at offensive board. Gretchen Bott getting a hand in there, forcing the offensive board to stay the way of the Lady Bulldogs. 5-0, 5:50 left to play. First quarter action in this first round game here at Colby, Kansas. Crossworks get past right side. Wirtz takes it in, looking inside, dips it inside. Marcella off the double tip, gets it to go down, and Linn is working inside. Now they force a turnover in the backcourt. Hand check foul will be called. No, double dribble, will be called on Linn. But forcing pressure early on is the guard combination of Jenny Turk and Bailey Peters, as it's 7-0 now early on Linn in this contest. South Haven 0 for 2 from the floor. They finally get across the timeline, working left to right. Again, trying to push it against this kind of token pressure from Linn, but those 2 guards out front, the ones that really make this engine go. There's a hack foul inside Marcella. So, then Adele Helsel to the line for 2 free throws. And again, mentioned it earlier in the contest as first one off the bench for Trevor Kuhlman's squad will be Isabel Veroghi, the 2 posts, Veroghi and Marcella Huerta. I don't want to say they struggle with foul trouble, as Linn obviously likes to play a very aggressive style of defense, but fouls can become a problem for the post down low for Linn. And with Helsel down low at 5'8", only a junior for South Haven, we're going to need both of them the rest of the way. Helsel goes 1 for 2 from the stripe. First points for South Haven come at the 1:20 mark in this first quarter. Still kind of a 2-2-1 trapping pressure for the Lady Cardinals. Linn gets it across easily. Cross-court skip pass into the media booth over here near side as Jenny Turk was aiming for Morgan Wirtz and went a little bit too high over her head. Thurr will check back in. Colwell will check back in for Irie and for mention Mackenzie Callison. Good pressure here applied by Linn, leading this contest 7-1. Early first quarter action. Shot inside is wild from Heater. Linn controls and is off and running, but smartly pulled out of there with no pressure. Top side by Jenny Turk. Here's Wirtz, left wing, cross-court skip pass, still trying to work it inside to Rogie. Good drive at the guard. Throws up a shot, air ball, but offensive board, Isabel Rogie. Her shot's up and no good, and South Haven will control. So again, Linn getting it right to the front of the rim, and we'll get into three-point stats here in a little bit as the first shot by Audrey Pond is missed from the free throw line. It's going to be forced out of bounds, but stay with Linn. So far on the season, the Lady Bulldogs attempt 14 threes per game, but they only make 3. That's good enough. We're only 23% on the season. Linn can hit 1 or 2 of those here in this contest. I think they're going to be off and running, but they're getting everything they want right at the front of the rim here early on. Little floater inside by Peters, and she splits the defense right down the alley. Shot will be missed. Then I think Bailey got a little bit too handsy, 90 feet away from the bucket. First foul on the sophomore point guard. We're going to see a third substitution come off the bench now for South Haven. O'Reilly Fortek, I think I got that one right. I did ask before on a lot of these names, but that was the one that messes me up. O'Reilly Fortek, the 5'5 junior. And now a hand check foul will be called out top on Morgan Wirtz. So quickly, that's already team foul number 4 for Linn. You're at the 4:04 mark in the first quarter. You're going to have to be careful here the rest of the way. Head coach Trevor Kuhlman and his Bulldogs. Again, contest number 1 of our doubleheader here tonight, coming up at 8 o'clock. It is the third seeded and two-time defending 1A Division II state champion Hanover Wildcats versus 6th seeded Wallace County. That contest will be right here on FM at 95.5. Mounting defense, man-to-man here by Linn out top. Morgan Wirtz gets her hand in the cookie jar, and actually that's Bailey Peters. So now both guards for Linn with 2 fouls here early in the first quarter. Bailey Peters now with 2 and Morgan Wirtz with 2. So probably shouldn't have said anything about the post play. Now it's going to be the guards that are picking up the fouls for the Bulldogs. This will send Raleigh Colwell to the line. One of 2 seniors on this South Haven squad. Colwell knocks down the first personal foul and sub both ways as Adele Helsel will check back in for the before-mentioned Ariella Wartek. And Herrera back in for the Bulldogs. So both posts now in there as it's Rogie Herrera down low. And here's the pass intercepted by Pond. You see why she averages over 5 turnovers or steals per contest. At the other end, a 3 is missed by Colwell. Linn will control, but where do you go from guard possession here on this one? Again, it's the 2 posts to go along with up front Jenny Turk, Gretchen Bott, and here near side Ella Empty. Travel will be called. Head coach Trevor Kuhlman will take a timeout. We'll take a quick 30-second break with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on KNDY FM at 95.5.
Jack's Food Market in Linn is your hometown grocery store offering quality meats, fresh produce, and everything else you need. Planning a party or event? Let JD's Catering handle feeding your family gatherings or corporate events, bringing the flavor to make your event unforgettable. Call today at 785-348-5411 to let JD's Catering and Jack's Food Market in Linn handle the feast. Again, call JD's Catering at 785-348-5411 for all your catering needs.
Early first quarter action here from Colby Event Center. Again, a beautiful facility, 3rd season. It's been active in 2nd straight year. They've hosted a postseason tournament. Kelly Thurr will get right to the line. She misses. Helsel will also miss on the attempt. But it's Linn leading here in the first quarter against top-seeded South Haven, 7-3, 3:15 left to play in this first. Inside, Pond will shoot up a shot off, no good. Linn will look to run. No numbers for the Bulldogs. Again, starting point guard Bailey Peters, starting shooting guard Morgan Wirtz. Both with 2 fouls already. 3 from Linn. That's an air ball. Tried to save it here near side by Rogie, but it's an air ball by Jenny Turk as Linn starts off 0 for 3 or 0 for 1 from behind the three-point line. Again, not really their forte this season as they shoot it at a clip of 47% inside the arc, but only 24% from outside on the season. That was evident in their win against St. John's Tipton, just working it inside. Pond trying to back down Rogie. Inside spinner is down for Aubrey Pond. Her first bucket in 3 attempts. This lead cut down to 2 now by Linn. Right wing, Gretchenbach gets it across half court, working right to left for the Bulldogs. Wirtz trying to work it inside. Marcella gets it, tipped, and one opportunity now for the Linn girls. Jenny Turk picks up the loose ball and puts it down for 2. Addison Heater will pick up her first personal foul. But Jenny Turk, right place, right time for Linn on that position. Polo will go back to the bench. Irie will check in. Senior for freshman on that one. First free throw of the night for Jenny Turk is long. Back the other way. Marcella tries to force a turnover. Scrum for it down underneath the basket. Late jump ball is going to be called, and it'll stay, though, with South Haven. Substitution here. Bailey Peters is going to have to go back in for Jenny Turk. To your 5 out there for the Bulldogs right now. It will be Peters and Wirtz out there with 2 fouls. Marcel Huerta and Ella Imke along with Gretchen Bott will patrol the middle. Inside off a little weave action, getting right to the front of the rim was Adeline Irie as Huerta picks up her second personal foul. So now Bulldogs already with 3 players with 2 fouls here. Head coach Trevor Coleman wants to watch that here the rest of the way. Free throw is off from the freshman. Playing confidently, though, here in her first state tournament appearance for head coach Mike Heater and his South Haven Lady Cardinals. Second free throw off and missed 2 as well. South Haven now 2 for 6 from the strike ball in. It's only 1 for 3. Peters brings it across the timeline here. Left wing, kicks it into the corner, into the hands of Morgan Wirtz. Around the horn, top side, right down the alley, kicks it out, right corner, a little trouble with it, into the hands of Imke, though. Good defense here by South Haven, closing out driving lines for Linn early on. A still attempt will be no for the Lady Cardinals. Around the horn it goes. Hit pass here near side. Peters drives left baseline, a little 7-foot pull-up shot, and she's going to be smacked on the arm. Free throws now coming for Bailey Peters. As Adeline Irie, just praising her competitiveness here as a freshman for South Haven, picks up the first personal foul and sends Linn back to the line for their 4th and 5th free throws. Again, Peters' second leading scorer on this team at 11.9. She's held scoreless in the contest versus St. John's Tipton, and she gets her first points here in this state tournament. She goes 1 for 2 from the stripe, making the back half. It is 10-5 now. 1:30 left to play at the first quarter's end. Pond breaks down to defense, kicks it left corner into the hands of Heater. Heater, 3 off the glass from the left corner. Saw that down in Feskin once. Don't know how that angle ever works out, but sometimes they'll just drop in off that left quarter. Good job by Peters, working it across the timeline, not throwing anything too terribly bad. Working her way inside now with the floater is Gretchen Bott, who's 2 for 2 from the floor for 4 points. This lead back up to 4 for Linn as we go under 60 seconds here in this first quarter. Out top, sticky hand forces a near turnover by Gretchen Bott, but South Haven will keep with it. She took that one right out of the hands of Audrey Pond. Left corner again, 3, and that one's down from Addison Heater. Same spot, same result. 2 triples down the first quarter for South Haven. And that's the difference really here in this fourth quarter. Linn still leading by 1, though, but those triples, 2 back-to-back now on 2 possessions, keeping South Haven in this contest. Down low, good position by Rogie, and she's going to be fouled down low. And free throws now coming for Isabel. Personal foul will be called on number 22, Aubrey Pond. That's going to be her first one here in the contest. Rogie at the free throw line knocks down the first one. She is a 77% free throw shooter, is Isabel Rogie, the 5'11", sophomore. Bright future for her, taking over for Marcella once her season is done. Righty puts this one up. Rogie goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. South Haven will have one more opportunity with 20 seconds left here in this first quarter. Working left to right. Thrower gets it inside the lane. Another 3-ball from Heater. No, that was long. No dice on that one. Defensive board pulled down Linn. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Bott gets it across the timeline. Bott hounded by South Haven defense, coming away with the turnover. No, a jump ball will be the call, as Mackenzie Callison, sticky hands early on in this one from the sophomore. 2.5 on the clock. Linn will inbound underneath their own basket. Flat 4 cross here, looking for something inside. Top side into the hands of Turk. Turk fires up a 3. No, off the glass, and that is how the quarter ends. Linn, though, in the lead of this one by 3, 14-11 through the first 8 minutes of play. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on KNDY FM 95.5.
Since 1976, Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions has been your farm and home marketing team. Let the experienced family team of Tom and Rob Olmsted and brother-in-law Tom Kirkland guide you when buying or selling a home or farmland. Delivering timely, honest, and professional guidance, visit olmstedrealestate.com to view current listings and auctions. Your farm and home marketing team is Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions.
300, that's buyer 5-2.
Titan West Incorporated manufactures corral fencing, gates, and chutes. A square deal better. Titan West now manufactures circular working corral, cattle, hog, horse, and bison equipment. Phone 1-800-252-0847 for dealer information. Circular working corral, cattle, hog, horse, and bison equipment. Manufactured here in Linn, Kansas by Titan West Incorporated. Phone toll free 1-800-252-0847.
Through the first quarter of play, it's Linn Bulldogs leading South Haven in this first round of the Class 1A Division II State Championship game. 8-seeded Linn up on top seeded as Linn forces a turnover here to start the second quarter. Kind of similar story in St. John's Tipton. Linn was only up by 3 after the first quarter, but they outscored the Lady Blue Jays 11-4 in the second quarter. But Linn, with a case of the turnovers here in this contest themselves, they turned over for the 6th time in this game. Down low, shot will be missed from the Lady Cardinals, and one, though, for Adele Helsel. She puts it up for an old-fashioned 3-point play. Rogie will pick up her first personal foul. Linn goes 5 from 9 from the floor in that first quarter. That's good enough for 56%. Meanwhile, they held South Haven to just 3 for 12. But again, 2 triples knocked down by Addison Heater really kept the Lady Cardinals in this contest when Linn was a threat of pushing this one away. Helsel, does finish off the old-fashioned 3-point play as it's now a tie ball game here, 14-all. 7 minutes left in this second quarter. Leading scorer in that first quarter, Gretchen Bott and Marcela Huerta, both with 4 points. On the inbound pass, taken away by the Lady Cardinals. Ellie Thurr will get it across the timeline. Right down Broadway, she loses it, but regains it. Double dribble will be called. Bailey Peters, though, jumping all over her. Got to be careful with those foul troubles. Peters, Wirtz, and Huerta now with 2 fouls apiece. Meanwhile, for South Haven, no one with over 1 so far in the contest. Peters, Church, Wirtz, Rogie, And Vaught will start this quarter off for Linn. As good defense out front here by Kelly Brewer. She's scoreless on 0 for 2, but she's hounding Bailey Peters out front defensively. They both list them at 5'4", but I think Brewer's got at least an inch or two on Peters. Peters head fakes on a 3, top side. Now will swing it around the horn. Vaught will drive down the middle of the lane into a lot of contact. No dive. Vaught gets her offensive board, though. Second possession here from Linn. Works inside. Lefty floater shot, no good. As Linn goes 0 for 2 on that possession. Quickly all the way up the court. That pass will be thrown into the stands. Turnover. South Haven, they're 5th in this contest. Substitution, Adlin Irie will check in along with Mackenzie Callison. Again, a fairly young squad for South Haven. They start 2 seniors and 3 juniors, but they bring a freshman and a sophomore off the bench as both of these squads. We've seen 8 so far for South Haven. Probably won't see much more than that just as I say that. See someone else taking off their warm-up, checking in at the breakage. Next one coming up. Floater inside is missed by Gretchen Bott as it rolled off the rim. But again, a second time now, a wild pass has gone out of bounds. And South Haven is trying to throw this ball all the way up court. Leader on the squad, Aubrey Pond, averaging 12 points per game, only with 2 here in the first quarter. Unfortunately, been the culprit on 2 of those turnovers. Substitution first off the bench for the Cardinals here in the second quarter. So Leah Nixon, the 5'4" freshman. Didn't see her in the first, but seeing her in the second. I was writing down some stuff, ball went right over my head. Of course, Media Row right here in Colby, Kansas, right on courtside here. Kind of interesting view. Most times you get into the high school gyms, you're up high a little bit farther. 3-ball works. No, off the rim, no good from the left elbow. But right in front of the action are myself and other broadcasters. Inside, good pass as Nixon drops down her first bucket, and head coach Trevor Kuhlman will elect to take a timeout. It's South Haven's first lead of this contest, 16-14. He takes a 30-second break. We'll take a 30-second break with them. We'll be back to state action here on KNDY FM after this break.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Second quarter action here from Class 1A Division II state champion or championship round, Colby, Kansas. First round action getting us started here today. South Haven just takes their first lead of the game, 16-14 here in the second quarter, as we've got a foul inside. Now a travel is going to be called on Linn. He's getting bit by the turnover bug so far here in this one. I mentioned they're going to need to keep that under control, averaging 14 per game, actually 16 per game. Linn is already halfway there. We're not even to halftime yet. 5 minutes till halftime, and coming up at half, we'll take a look at this recap as well as other action that will be upcoming on KNDY. So we've got a full slate of state action. Bruce Nerkine will be down with 2A down at Bramlage coming up tomorrow. Weston Oldie down at Dodge City with Class 1A Division I Frankfort boys looking to do what the Frankfort girls did last year, and that's win a state title. Meanwhile, I'll have coverage of the Axel boys and Hanover boys here from Colby coming up tomorrow. Linn still trying to work it inside here. Sorerta off the glass. No, her own offensive board and one for Marcella. If you don't succeed, try again. That's now 6 points for the senior down low. And first trip to the free throw line for her. That personal foul. Who did they put that one on? Didn't quite catch it fast enough. Pond has one. Peter has one. And now 30 has one. So someone checked out of that ball game. Marcella knocks down the free throw. Perfect from the line in one attempt. She's now 3 for 4 from the floor, leading the way with 7 points for Linn. 3 ball taken away off the rim. No good offensive board, though. Lady Cardinals, they throw it away, though, and a jump ball will go possession arrow over to South Haven. Kelly Thorough threw up that wild 3, and we've only seen 2 triples made in this contest, and they both gone South Haven's way. Meanwhile, Linn early on is 0 for 3 from behind the arc. Jenny Turk will check out. Back in will come Ella Empty. Free throw line shot off the rotation. It's off the glass from Adele Helsel. She's having a good game herself. The 5'8 junior down low cuts this Linn lead down to 1. 4 minutes left to play until halftime. Linn Bulldogs have the lead back, but only have it up by 1. Again, 8-seeded Linn, top seed South Haven. Left corner, Ward's a 3, but she's fouled on the 3-point attempt. That's going to go on Adele Helsel, who just made the bucket on the other end. First one for South Haven to pick up a second personal foul. So let's see if this will get the lefty Bailey Peters going from the free throw strike. Because, again, she was up scoreless in the championship game. So far here in this one, can't find the mark from the free throw line either. She misses the first of 3 attempts. A reminder that championship game broadcast is available to listen back at CandyWideRadio.com underneath the podcast tab. And check out, it's actually called CandyWide Sports Rewind, but you can check back anything from the first kickoff of football season all the way to the last crack of the bat. Check out every CandyWide broadcast underneath the CandyWide Rewind tab. Peters goes 1 for 3 as she hits the back half of the 3-point attempt. She's now only 2 for 5 from the stripe for a free throw shooter that on the season goes 57%. A little weave action up top for the Lady Cardinals. Good man-to-man defense here early on by Linn. Tied up at 18, double dribble will be called inside on Kelly Thurer. That's going to be turnover number 6 in this quarter for Lady Cardinals. Linn led early in this contest, 14-11 at the end of the first quarter. South Haven took their first lead of the game, 16-14 at the 5:14 mark here in the second quarter, but Linn quickly got it back. Empty, a triple off the bench. Knocks it in with confidence off the rotation. Ella Empty, good for 1-3 per game. Let's see if we can keep her going. And again, she had 6 points in the Sub-State Championship game, but they were all triples to stop a 6-0 run early on against St. John's Tipton. Audrey Pond inside, working her way across the middle of the lane, shot up no good on the lefty push shot. And leading scorer on the season at 12.5 points per game for the Lady Cardinals. Held to just 2 here early on in the first quarter, or first half. Turnover, Linn leads to a run out. Lady Cardinals at the other end, layup up and down for Kelly Thurer. Her first bucket in 4 attempts. 21-20, and now a travel will be called on Gretchen Bond as she was hounded right as soon as she got across half court. Linn slows down the turnovers a little bit, but still, it's been an ugly turnover game. Already now double figures for Linn. Shooting as well from the floor has really cooled down here in the second half. Now a foul will be called out top on the Bulldogs. That's going to go on Ella Empty, her first personal foul. Second quarter action rolling around here. 2:26 left to play. Free throw line shot will be off from Thurer. Linn will control, holding on to this 1-point advantage. And coming up at half, we'll recap stats as good as we can keep them here from Colby. So I'll get you ready for more state action coming up this week. Get past left corner into the hands of NT. She feeds it down low. Good recovery, though, from Audrey Pond, who snuck around Isabel Rogie down low, posted up on the left block. Linn will keep possession, though, underneath their own basket. 2:01 left to play here in the first half. Game number 1 from Colby. We'll get 4 going here later on this evening. Coming up at 8 o'clock, Hanover Girls will take on Wallace County. Hanover Closer back-to-back 1A Division II state champions under head coach Chris Beichman will look for 3 straight here from Colby. Gretchen Bott will check in for Morgan Workson for the 3rd straight inbound, and now a Lady Cardinals got the hand on the ball. As you can tell, defensively, really working it. Works right corner 3 from the lefty, no, but offensive board inside by MK. MK puts it up and down for 2, and she kind of puts her hands up in the air. She's now got 5 points, and this Linn lead back up to 3. 1:45 left to play before halftime. Right block. Hans look to get going. No, that's going to be inside pass intended for Ariella Warwick, but a turnover as it goes off of her kneecaps out of bounds. Linn with an opportunity to push this lead up past 3. Lead was as much as 5 or 6, if I remember right, in that first quarter, but a good comeback so far from the Lady Cardinals. Bailey Peters still can't get it going here in this one as she misses a free throw line shot, but another turnover, South Haven. Here come the Bulldogs, 1:20 left to play in the first half. Left wing, MK will set it up. Kind of this 2-3 trapping defense of South Haven. Free throw line shot up, off the rim, no good from Gretchen Bott. But an offensive board had to get who put that in there. So Isabel Rogi and Marcela Herrera were in there for the offensive board as Herrera puts it in off the board's miss. At the other end, though, it's going to be Mackenzie Callison getting her first bucket off the carom. As bucket for bucket, here we go in the second quarter. 3-point lead for Linn. Final 35 seconds of this half. And that one's going to be thrown out of bounds. Another turnover committed by Linn. Their 11th here in this first half. Final 33 seconds of this contest. 3-point lead for the Linn Bulldogs. Their first trip to state since 2008. Their best finish overall was a 4th-place finish back in 1958. Rooting for the Bulldogs to at least make it to the second weekend here. Leading top seed South Haven by 3. But they can't let Aubrey Pond get going as she works her way right to the front of the rim. Drops it in for her second bucket of the game. 10 seconds on the clock, and now a turnover will be called on the far side as Linn got a little bit sped up. It's going to be a turnover forced on Ella Emke. Plays with a lot of emotion, but on that one, probably need to slow her down just a little bit. Head coach Trevor Kuhlman now will go to his bench in the final 8 seconds to avoid a foul trouble. As Josie Emke will check into the contest along with Olivia Meyer. Final 3 seconds. On the deep 3 off the rim, no good. And that is how we end the first half. Linn started this game off leading by 3, 14-11 at the end of the first quarter, but South Haven has made it a contest as the Linn Bulldogs lead at halftime only by 1, 25-24 here in first round action of the Class 1A Division II state tournament from Colby, Kansas. Again, your halftime score, Linn girls leading South Haven 25-24. We're going to take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll recap that first half action and get you going for more basketball action on KNDY. We'll be back after 2 minutes here on KNDY FM at 95.5.
Earning a degree is easy with Highland Community College. Highland offers multiple locations and technical training across Northeast Kansas. Can't make it to campus? No problem with Highland's online classes. Live out of state? Pay one low rate of $126 per credit hour. Enrollment is open now, so visit us at highlandcc.edu. Highland Community College. Close to home, far from debt.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
After over 70 years serving Kansas, we here at Bruna Implement know what your farm requires, why it's a necessity, and how to get it to you with a smile. We strive to exceed your expectations and intend to do so, whether you get a tractor, drill baler, or a combine. Whether it's in Marysville, Washington, Seneca, Hiawatha, Clay Center, or even Humboldt, Nebraska, all your farm machine needs can gladly be met at Bruna Implement. Call 785-662-5304 to have your needs met today.
Cattle sales Thursdays at Marysville Livestock Incorporated. For upcoming consignment listings, go online to marysvillelivestock.com or call the sale barn if you're listing early consignments. Contact sale barn manager Jim Dollinghouse or any of their fieldmen. Marysville Livestock Incorporated, featuring cattle sales on Thursdays. For additional information and early consignments, go online to marysvillelivestock.com.
And Mac Plasky back here with you from Colby, Kansas, as it's the Linn girls leading at halftime, 25-24 in this contest. Linn has been paced by, give me just a second here. Let me try and figure out how they did their stat sheets here in Colby. Every team or every place decides to do it just a little bit different. Looking for total points here. Yeah, never mind. We're going to go with what my stat sheet says here in this contest. I know what they're showing right now isn't quite correct. Actually, there we go. We got her found out. Linn is led in this contest by Marcela Huerta with 9 points. She is a solid 4 for 5 from the free field goal, including 1 for 1 from the free throw line, and staying out of foul trouble, too. She does have 2 personal fouls, along with Morgan Wirtz with 2 and Bailey Peters with 2. But other than that, no one in foul trouble for Linn. Second leading scorer for the Lady Bulldogs, and this one, Ella Empty, with a solid 5 off the bench. Again, she had 6 solid points in that sub-state win over St. John Stifton there a couple weeks ago. Empty coming into this contest only averaging 3.5 points per contest. So looking good here in this one. 4 points, 2 from Gretchen Bott, 2 points apiece from Bailey Peters, Jenny Turk, and Isabel Rogie, and Morgan Wirtz with 1 point as well. As for South Haven, their leading scorer on the season, Aubrey Pond, is held to just 4 points in that first half. Leading scorer is Addison Heater with 6 points. She had back-to-back triples in that first quarter, that kept South Haven in this contest. So 6 points for her, 6 points for the big Adele Helsel down low. 4 points, again mentioned, for Audrey Pond. 2 points apiece, 2 for Kelly Thur, Raleigh Colwell, Aaliyah Nixon, and Mackenzie Callison. Linn jumped out to the 14-11 lead at the first quarter. They did get outscored 13-11 in the second quarter as Linn holds on to a 1-point lead. No team has any fast break points, and we've just actually seen turnovers here in this contest, as South Haven has 11 and Linn has 12. And working it inside the paint has been a key for both teams. Linn, of their 25 points, has 16 inside the paint, while South Haven, out of their 24, has 12. Second chance points and bench points also in favor of the Linn Lady Bulldogs. 9 points off second chance points and 7 off the bench for head coach Trevor Coolman's team. Linn in that first half goes 37% from the floor, 9 for 24, while South Haven goes 9 for 23. That's good for 39%. So very even in terms of shooting percentage. The only difference here in this one was, especially in the first quarter, South Haven got 2 threes, while Linn has only knocked down 1. But Linn is 6 for 11 from the free throw line, getting just more opportunities than South Haven is 4 for 7. We're going to go ahead and take a 2.5-minute break. When we come back, we'll just hold on for second half action as we get ready for more state tournament action coming up on KNDY today and tomorrow. But again, we'll be back here to Colby, Kansas in 2.5 minutes as you're listening to State Action on KNDY FM 95.5.
Most insurance ads end at competitive rates. as if that's all that matters. At Blue Valley Insurance in Linn, Greenleaf, Hanover, and Marysville, that's just where we begin. When it comes to insuring your home, car, camper, or boat, we offer you personalized advice and service, along with a choice of companies to fit your needs. And yes, competitive rates too. When you need insurance, contact Blue Valley Insurance.
Load, sort, and work your cattle easier, faster, and safer with equipment from Linn Post and Pipe. Wrangler portable corrals, stationary working equipment, guaranteed gates, and continuous fencing, all available to make livestock handling safer and more efficient. Linn Post and Pipe is in the business to help ranchers do what they do best. So naturally, they provide only the most durable and best quality livestock handling equipment. Linn Post and Pipe Supply, built to last for generations.
At Oldie Seed, we are locally owned and locally grown. The corn, soybeans, and sorghum we sell are tested in plots throughout the region in close proximity to our customers. This ensures we are testing a yield environment just like yours. We are dedicated to our Know to Grow research program. It's our family's commitment to delivering high-yielding crops for you, the American farmer. This season, partner with Oldie Seed for locally owned and locally grown solutions.
Tough Midwest lawns need tough American-made mowing equipment. This year, ride with the best on a new Hustler mower from Blue Valley Trailers in Waterville. Hustler provides top-of-the-line cutting performance while also offering first-in-class comfortable designs. With a full line of residential and commercial zero-turn options, Blue Valley Trailers can have you on a new Hustler in no time or service the one you have. See what options are available at BlueValleyTrailers.com or stop by the showroom on the east side of Waterville. Hustler mowers work as hard as you. Find the right model today at Blue Valley Trailers.
Hi, this is Miranda Mainin with Union State Bank in Palmer. We are proud of the work the Bulldog athletes and students put in during the season and all year long. The dedication and determination is what drives the Bulldogs to succeed on the field and in the classroom. Best of luck, Bulldogs. Join Union State Bank of Clay Center, Palmer, and Barnes in supporting all area student athletes this and every school year. Union State Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Back with you here from Colby, Kansas, as we get second half action rocking and rolling in this Class 1A Division 2 girls state championship contest. And coming up later tonight at 8 o'clock, it's the 3-seeded Hanover girls looking to defend their back-to-back titles as they take on 6-seeded Wallace County. Meanwhile, tomorrow we've got a full slate of games out here in Colby starting at 4 o'clock. It's going to be the Hanover boys versus Elmira Christian, while at 6 o'clock, the Alka boys take on Central Christian. At 4 o'clock also, out at Dodge City in the Class 1A Division 1 bracket. At 4 o'clock, it's the Frankfort boys versus Central Plains, while the 2A girls from down in Bramlage in Manhattan, it's the Valley Heights girls and St. Mary's Colgan. Both Frankfort Wildcats and Valley Heights will be over on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1, as always streaming in the free KNDY app and online at kndyradio.com. So be sure and download that one. Linn, who had 11 turnovers in that first half officially, comes out of here with the first turnover of the game. Linn fans were wanting a 10-second call, and they were pretty darn close. It took them about 13 seconds to get across the timeline. Again, Linn leading here at halftime over top-seeded South Haven, 25-24. It's going to be Helsel getting us going as she turns it right back over to the Bulldogs. That was kind of a story of the first half, too, as well. 22 officially combined turnovers. And I can say that when I'm here to say, because you do get a stat sheet that says what the official stats were for every half. Here's the pocketed pick by Kelly Thur. She takes it away from Morgan Wirtz at the other end. Up and down for two for Raleigh Caldwell. Her first bucket in 2 attempts here tonight in an old-fashioned three-point play to start this second quarter half off. Now South Haven takes the 26-25 lead here at the 7:07 mark. Free throw is up and down for Caldwell as she knocks down in the old-fashioned three-point play. In second leading scorer on the season, Bailey Peters held to just 2 points in that first half. She averages just under 12. She was held scoreless in the sub-state championship game, but Marcela Huerta is working herself inside. She's now got 11 points on only one missed shot from the field. We saw in that sub-state championship game she was hounded by foul trouble, but had a very good contest to the tune of, where we at here, Marcella had 9 in that championship game, 7 of them in the final stanza to pull Linn away. Here's a 3, though, from Kelly Thurer up top. First triple for her here tonight, and that's now South Haven's third made 3 in this contest compared to just 1 for Linn. 3-point lead for the Lady Cardinals. Marcella down low, up and down off the rim. No, her offensive board, and 1 for Marcella Huerta. She gets an old-fashioned 3-point play opportunity as she's going to the line. That personal foul will go on Aubrey Pond. That's her second personal foul. Now, the 2 players that Linn, I'm sure, take notice of on the season, Aubrey Pond with 2 fouls and Adele Helsel now with 2 fouls as well. Huerta at the line. This is the first free throw, first and only free throw, on that one. Also works against Huerta, and that's going to be a foul call on Marcella down low. That's the third personal now on the senior and the first Bulldog to be whistled for a third personal foul. And then we'll send Del Helsel to the line where she was 2 for 3 from the stripe in that first half. Get a reminder, go ahead and download that free KNDY app to stay up to action with all the state tournament coverage we'll have across this station and our sister stations over the next couple of days from Colby, Dodge City, and Manhattan. Big thank you to Bruce Deerking and Weston Oldie making those other broadcasts happen while I could have a little 4-day stay out here at Colby. Helsel knocks down both free throws. She's now got a cool 8 points in this contest as South Haven will continue their pressure. This lead now back up to 3 for South Haven. Swings it around the horn into the corner. Right side, Jenny Turk. Shot up off the glass for Turk. As it was saying, starting lineup for Trevor Kuhlman's squad coming out of half. Now Isabel Rogie is checked in for Marcella. So it's Turk, Bott, Peters, and Wirtz inside. A lot of contact and a foul shot upcoming. Who'd they get this one on? That's Morgan Wirtz. She's the second Bulldog now with 3 fouls, and to the line for 3 points will go number 5, Addison Heater, who again drops in 2 triples from the left corner in that first half, first quarter, Substitution now is Ella Imke will have to come off the bench for Wirtz. So now Morgan and Marcella with 3 fouls on the bench. Here's the 5:30 mark in this third quarter. Little shot put throw there from Heater. Misses the second free throw. She goes 0 for 2 from the line. 1 point lead for the Lady Cardinals after Linn led by 1 at the end of the first half. Wirtz thought about a straight on 3. Now kicks his left wing. As Bott will get us going. Around the horn. 3 from Imke will be off the mark. No good. And now a turnover will be called the Lady Cardinals. Again, South Haven comes into this contest 21 on the season. Meanwhile, Linn 16-6. Again, South Haven last season came in as the top seed at 21-2 and lost to 8-seeded Northern Valley 49-42. So Linn, for the second straight year, trying to play spoiler for the South Haven Cardinals team. Foul trouble here now for South Haven as Adele Helsel, the 5'8 junior, will be flagged with her third personal foul, and they'll send Isabel Rogie to the line for 2 free throws. Righty puts this one up. Good-looking shot from Isabel. Substitution checking in will be number 10, Ariali. Forte. Second one from Rogie knocks this one down. Isabel now 4 for 4 from the stripe in this contest. South Haven gets it across the timeline. Light pressure was applied by the Linn Bulldogs. A little post-to-post action. Shot up inside is missed. Rogie rips down the board, and I think we're going to get a foul going for the offensive rebound. Who are they going to flag this one on? No, it's going to go on Rogie getting the foul. Not sure how that one found Rogie with the foul, but her second personal now on the second big for Trevor Coolman's squad. 4:44 left to play in the third period. 1 point lead for the Lady Cardinals. 3 balls straight on. It's off the rim, no good from Thur. And now a travel will be called. Going for the deep offensive board, Adele Helsold right back out there with those 3 personal fouls. Morgan Wirtz runs point for the Lady Bulldogs, gets it across the timeline. Linn will set up pressure here near side. Cross-court skip pass, left corner. Imke, top side now to Wirtz. Wirtz to Empty. Imke, as we're running 4 out, 1 in. Inside, nice little runner there from Gretchen Bott. She's now got 6 points in this contest. That's coming off a 17-point game in the sub-state championship game last Friday night. Lead back over to Linn by 3. Bulldogs take it here 35-32 at the 4-minute mark in this third quarter. Shot inside is missed from the Lady Cardinals. Linn will control and work the other way. South Haven crowd behind me chanting defense. As getting straight to the line was Gretchen Bott. Shot was missed, and it'll be off a Linn offensive player. Out of bounds, back over to South Haven. Can catch more state action tomorrow as Bruce Jerkin has the call with the Valley Heights girls from 2A. Weston Oldie with the call for the Frankfort boys of Class 1A Division 1. Both of those games on our sister station, AM 1570, FM at 94.1, and of course streaming in the app. Can this get Morgan going? No. 3 ball halfway down and out, from Bailey Peters, who just can't find the mark in these last 2 games for the sophomore. Again, averages double digits on the game, but the lefty point guard playing such good defense just can't get shots to fall, neither here nor down in Casket. Working her way inside, Aubrey Pond, a lot of contact, but a foul's going to be called. That's team foul number, 6 on Linn compared to just 2 for South Haven so far in this quarter. Gretchen Mott picks up her first personal foul. Second personal foul, has had to double-check that one. Aubrey Pond at the free throw line. Short arms this first free throw attempt. Second one upcoming for the seniors for South Haven. She knocks that one down, goes 1 for 2 from the stripe now with 5 points in the contest. Still a 3-point lead, 2-point lead for Linn. 3 minutes left to play in this third quarter. Make it 3 ball from Ella Imke. 8 points now for Imke off the bench as the triple looks good from the right corner off solid rotation. Inside, get your hands out of there. Shot up, off, no good. Brady rips down the board on the missed shot from Helsel. Linn now off and running. Left wing. Bott will control. Gets it around the horn. South Haven still kind of in a pressure 2-3 defense, especially out on the wing. Final 2:20 of this third quarter. A hand check foul will be called out. Caught Kelly Thur, her first personal foul, 4th team foul here on this one. And mass substitutions is 4 Lady Cardinals will check back into the contest. Pond will be the only one that stays out there. So into the contest will come Mackenzie Callison, Adeline Irie, Raleigh Mortick, and Aaliyah Mixon, I believe, for South Haven. Inside little floater is off and no, but offensive board from Isabel Rogie that she will be fouled and go back to the free throw line, where she has been very good from the stripe here in this one. Personal foul will actually go on number 5. First check in now for South Haven on that one with Rogie at the line. The first free throw knocks it down. Addison Heater, picks up her second personal foul. Rogie, second attempt from the stripe. Righty deep right knee. Ben puts that one in. 70% free throw shooter, but she's 6 for 6 here in her first state game. Getting all the way to the front of the rim. This Colwell just checked in, but her pocket's thick by Peters. Peters at the other end gets it to go for 2. And an easy layup there for Bailey Peters forces a South Haven timeout. This lead is quickly ballooned up 42-33. It's a full timeout. We'll take a 60-second break. When we come back, Linn leading 42-33. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on KNDY FM 95.5.
Coolman Implement and Hardware is your Agco Alice, White, Hesting, Leaner, and Gel dealer with personalized care since 1935. See Coolman Implement and Hardware for farm equipment, electrical and plumbing supplies, parts, sales, and service. Your Agco Alice, White, Hesting, Leaner, and Gel dealer is Coolman Implement and Hardware in Linn, Kansas.
Landall Company in Marysville is now hiring for various positions. Excellent pay, growth potential, and outstanding benefits that include annual wage reviews, incentive bonus with 60% of profits given back to employees, attendance bonus, comprehensive insurance plan with $500 deductible, paid time off, paid holidays, 401k, and much more. Apply online at landall.com or phone 785-562-5381. EEO Vets and Disability welcome.
Linn Bulldogs, who led by just 1 at the halftime break, have outscored South Haven now 17-11 in this third quarter, leading 42-33 with 2 minutes left to go in this third period. Thanks to a couple threes and free throws by bench players, Ella Imke with a big triple, and Isabel Rogie looking like a seasoned vet from the free throw line. He's gone 4 for 4 from the stride. Now here's going to be a hand check foul called out top. Jenny Turk picks up her first personal foul. The problem for Linn here in this third quarter is they picked up 5 team fouls early on and has sent South Haven to the stripe to shoot free throws here. This will now be free throw attempt number 8 and 9 for South Haven in this quarter, as it will be Kelly Stewart, at the free throw line. She knocked down the first one, 5 points now for Stewart. Second one from the righty. 2 quick bounces, drops that one down, goes 2 for 2 from the strike. South Haven now 6 for 9 from the line in this third quarter. South Haven crowd chanting defense behind me here from Colby. Bailey Peters works her way left wing against pressure defense from Stewart. Left corner, off the rotation, now top side, Gretchen Bach. Right corner to empty as we're going 4 out, 1 in, around Rogie. Shot up, no offensive board. Isabel Rogie, putback is good for the sophomore. Now with 8 points in this contest, Isabel Rogie off the bench playing big minutes for head coach Trevor Kuhlman's squad. Lead back up to 9 for Linn after his only 1 in the halftime, and now another foul will be called on Linn down low. Gretchen Bott picks up now her third personal foul. So Gretchen, Morgan, and Marcella all with 3 fouls, while Isabel got 2. Free throw at the line shooter is Addison Heater. She misses her first personal foul, as Morgan Wirtz will check back into the contest for the Bulldogs. Gretchen Bott go to the bench with those 3 fouls. It's an empty trip from the free throw line for Heater, but offensive board is chased down by Stewart. Inside the lane, now shot from about 12 feet out from Heater. That's off the mark, no good. She had 2 big triples in that first quarter, but since then has been held scoreless. Final 50 seconds here in this third quarter. Sticky hands out front by Stewart, pokes it away from Wirtz, but it's controlled by the Bulldogs. Right side. Empty 3, no, off the front of the rim, no good. Rogie fighting for it down low, and Isabel Rogie will come up with the offensive board. Another possession here for Linn in the final 30 seconds of this quarter. An 8-seed Linn leading top-seeded South Haven 44-35. Bailey Peters misses her first shot, gets whacked on the second one, no foul call. She goes screaming for the offensive board, and it's back over to South Haven. Bailey Peters can't catch a break here in sub-state or state action, as Trevor Kuhlman is caught over at that far sideline, and they called a foul on Bailey Peters going for that. I don't know about that one. Sometimes it's just called physical basketball. So Bailey Peters now picks up her third. Morgan works with 3. Gratchenbach with 3. Marcella with 3. I know Linn plays a physical style of basketball. Sometimes you got to wonder. Free throw is up and down here from Kelly Stewart. Substitution as the short-used Josie Imke, the 5'7" freshman, will check into the contest. Stewart goes 2 for 2 from the line. She's perfect from the stripe here in this quarter. Final shot will go to Linn. Final 13 seconds of the third quarter. Now we're under 10. Outside, Houndy Gretchen Turk. We go down low to Rogie. Rogie has it ripped away, and now along the baseline, turnover, South Haven. As Kelly Stewart ripped that one away from Isabel Rogie. 4.5 seconds on the clock. Linn leading 44-37 here in the third quarter. We'll take a minute break. When we come back, it's the fourth and final stanza. 3-ball. MG, no, not on that one. Good-looking shot from Ella, but it just wouldn't drop down. Linn Bulldogs, 1 quarter away from getting their biggest win in the last 2 decades as they lead 44-37 at the end of the third quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on KNY FM 95.5.
Jack's Food Market in Linn is your hometown grocery store offering quality meats, fresh produce, and everything else you need. Planning a party or event? Let JD's Catering handle feeding your family gatherings or corporate events, bringing the flavor to make your event unforgettable. Call today at 785-348-5411 to let JD's Catering and Jack's Food Market in Linn handle the feast. Again, call JD's Catering at 785-348-5411 for all your catering needs.
Titan West Incorporated manufactures corral fencing, gates, and chutes. A square deal better. Titan West now manufactures circular working corral, cattle, hog, horse, and bison equipment. Phone 1-800-252-0847 for dealer information. Circular working corral, cattle, hog, horse, and bison equipment. Manufactured here in Linn, Kansas by Titan West Incorporated. Phone toll free 1-800-252-0847.
Max Lasky back with you here from Colby, Kansas. The floater inside is up and down from, well, that kind of helps me out here, Adeline Irie, who gets this fourth quarter started with a bucket from the freshman from South Haven. We get a 5-point lead for Linn. We enter the final stanza in this one. Lady Bulldogs, again, their best finish was a fourth-place finish back in 1985. If they win here tonight, they at least guarantee themselves that position and a trip at a shot at a third or fourth-place contest. Turnover Linn here in the fourth quarter. I haven't said that word too terribly much here in the second half, and that's because Linn unofficially only committed 1 turnover in that third quarter. South Haven only committed 3, and that was after 10 for the Lady Cardinals in the first half and 12 for Linn. Here's a scrum for the ball, and we're going to have a jump ball call, possession arrow over to Linn. I don't think really anyone had possession of that, I'm going to be honest. But anyway, it'll go over to the Bulldogs. A reminder that we've got our second broadcast of the day coming up later as Hanover takes on the Wallace County. That start time scheduled for 8 p.m., so we can take over probably anywhere between 7:30 and 8 right here on KNY FM 95.5. Get a big thank you to Katie Jeter running stuff back at the station. She's going to keep us up and rolling here all weekend long. Rogie wide open down in front of the ring. Isabel Rogie with a cool 10 points now in this contest. That's her first bucket. She's 2 for 3 from the floor. Then Marcelo Herrera now with 13 points, leading the way for the Linn Bulldogs. But Rogie is stepped up with 8. Ella Imke off the bench with 8. And finally, Bailey Peters gets a bucket to drop down these last couple weeks, and she has 4. Turnover forced by Linn. That's going to be a South Haven turnover now on this one. Again, leading scorer for South Haven, only with 5 in this one. As Marcella says, talk about me. That's 15 now for Marcella Herrera down low as Linn has pushed this lead right back up to 9. Trying to push the base inside, little turnaround shot, no good. Rogie rips down the defensive board as the shot is missed by Mackenzie Collison. Here comes Linn, right wing. Morgan Wirtz has it. Tight defense here from South Haven as now head coach Trevor Kuhlman wants to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. Linn leading in the fourth quarter, 49-39. We'll take a 60-second break and be back here to KNDY 95.5 after this.
Dr. Brittany here with Marysville Dental Care, where your family's health is our top priority. Dr. Zach, our team, and I are the family dental home you've always been looking for.
Our comprehensive dental care is designed to serve all of your dental needs. Whether it's a routine cleaning, braces, or cosmetic work, we provide the highest quality of care with a comfortable experience. Visit our office across from the Marysville Courthouse or go to marysvilledentalcare.com to schedule a visit.
Have the smile you've always wanted with our team by your side.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Out of the timeout, head coach Trevor Kuhlman's guard having a little bit of problem with it. Linn still holds possession, though. Linn will look to milk down this final 5:30 of the contest. I was making the comment before Marcella scored a bucket here earlier. Aubrey Pond, leading scorer for South Haven, only with 5 points so far here in the contest. As off the turnover, Raleigh Caldwell, who's only 5'1", the second senior on this South Haven squad, does not go into the teeth of the defense on a wide-open fast break. She had a 2-on-1 break, elected to shoot it from the free throw line. She misses it. The South Haven cannot benefit off the Linn turnover. Final 5 minutes of the ball game. From the right block, Isabel Rogie had a good-looking shot, just missed that one hard off the rim. Here comes Pond, free throw line. Stop, pump, no, in and out. Marcella, big defensive board. Linn leading here 48-39. Again, last year South Haven lost to 8-seeded Northern Valley. Linn looking to make it 2 straight years that an upset Twin Valley League team makes a run at the title. I was reading a comment earlier that the Valley Heights girls did that last year in Class 2A. Will Linn play Cinderella here in the final 4 minutes? It's going to be important to run clock and be smart with it. Peters all the way down the line. She's going to be fouled, and going to the free throw line is Bailey Peters for 2 attempts. Linn in the third quarter went 4 for 5 from the stripe. Meanwhile, out of the 13 points that South Haven scored, 8 of them came from the free throw line for the Lady Cardinals. Lefty Peters knocks this one down. She'll have one more attempt here. Full sail changes for the Lady Cardinals as Alexa Mixon will check in along with Mackenzie Callison. I believe Kelly threw her back into the contest. Second one there from Peters. That's a miss. Defensive board goes down to South Haven. Quickly running with it. Here comes Caldwell. Caldwell kicks the left corner all the way down along the baseline, but a travel will be called as Aaliyah Mixon tried to stop pump and kick it along the baseline. 5th turnover for South Central and head coach Mike Heater's squad in this second half. Final 4 minutes of our ball game. Linn leading 49-39. They led at the end of the first half 25-24. They outscored South Haven 19-13 in the third quarter. Peters a 3, no. Marcella fighting for it down low, but it's going to go the way of the Lady Cardinals. Here comes South Haven. On right to the front of the rim, backing down Rogie. Little turnaround shot, no good. Offensive board, Adele Hassel, and she's going to be fouled hard and earn a trip to the free throw line. Who do they give this one on 23? The Isabel Rogie now picks up her third personal foul and sending Adele Helsel to the stripe. She's only had one missed free throw, and I wait until she shot it, so it could be an announcer's jinx, but she misses that one on her first attempt. Final 3:30 of this ball game, 10-point lead for Linn. Second free throw from Helsel rims off. She goes 0 for 2 from the stripe, staying at 8 points. Linn out there, your three guards, Bailey Peters, Jenny Turk, and Morgan Wirtz to go along with Wirtz is not at Peters, Wirtz, and Bott to go along with Huerta and Rogie down low. As Turk is not out there right now for the Bulldogs. Turnover, though, by Linn. South Haven will look to attack. Eyeline Irie, long two, and that's going to be a foul called on Linn going for the offensive board. Morgan Wirtz just kind of put her hand on the back of the defender. Now Wirtz with 4 fouls, 3 fouls for Marcella Huerta, Gretchen Mott, Isabel Rogie, and Bailey Peters. As for South Haven, big post down low, Adele Helsel, the only one with 3 personal fouls. Substitution, here comes Jenny Turk. She will check out. Morgan Wirtz, sophomore for senior. I mentioned the kind of youth for South Haven, but 2 as well for Linn. Only 2 seniors. That's Wirtz and Huerta. Free throw line shots hard from the word go from Adele Helsel. South Haven goes 0 for 1. Final 3 minutes of this fourth quarter. Linn looking to play Cinderella and spoiler here in first round action. Top side, Peters kicks it, left corner. Drogi will set it up. Little handoff action now, quick whips it here, right side, Jenny Turk. Jenny Turk free throw line will kick it out. Head coach Trevor Coolman says run clock. Of course, no shot clock here in the state of Kansas this year. Probably will change here in the next year or two, but we'll see what happens. Working her way to the front of the line. Jenny Turk misses the shot, gets her own offensive board, and another possession here for Linn. They can run more time off this clock. Final 2:10 in the fourth quarter. 10-point lead for Linn. When does South Haven start fouling? They're not doing it yet. 2 minutes left in this contest. Linn faithful coming to their feet. Good trip all the way from Linn, Kansas. Pounded out front, and a foul will finally be called on Kelly Thur. That's going to be her second personal foul as the Linn Bulldogs look to send South Haven packing back on their 5.5-hour trip from just south of Wichita. A 30-second timeout will be taken by South Haven. We'll take it with them. 10-point lead for Linn, final 156. We'll be back in 30 seconds here to KNDY FM 95.5.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
Max Blasky back here with you from Colby, Kansas at the conclusion of this game. We'll take a quick timeout, come back, recap of the contest from Colby as Linn looks to hold on with this 10-point lead. Final 2 minutes here in this contest. 8-seeded Linn on top of South Haven, trying to spoil the Lady Cardinals' second straight year at state. Again, a South Haven lost to 8-seeded Northern Valley last year down at Great Bend. Here in this one, it's Linn with a 10-point lead, final 1:30, and now a push foul will be called out top by Raleigh Colwell. That's going to be her first personal foul. Team foul number, I think that's only going to be 4 now. No, it's only going to be team foul number 3 here for South Haven. The 2 more will send Linn to the line. The time's starting to become an issue as Linn has really worked the last 60 seconds off this clock. 10-point advantage for the Bulldogs. It'll be in the hands of Gretchen Bott. You're looking at free throw shooters so far on the season, leading on the year in free throw percentage has been Gretchen Bott, Morgan Wirtz, and Izzy Rogie, who's a solid 77% from the stripe, but we won't get an opportunity as Bailey Peters walks with it out front. A 4th turnover in this quarter for Linn. Final 1:17 here left to play in the contest. Going right down Broadway is Caldwell, but a big block down low by Isabel Rogie. The first block we've seen here tonight. The defensive stopper, 5'11", comes up big. Will South Haven start the foul? 60 seconds on this clock. 10-point lead for Linn, and Trevor Kuhlman takes a timeout. We'll take a full 60 seconds with them. Final 60 seconds of this ball game. 10-point lead for Linn. We're back to KNDY FM 95.5 after this.
After over 70 years serving Kansas, we here at Bruna Implement know what your farm requires, why it's a necessity, and how to get it to you with a smile. We strive to exceed your expectations and intend to do so, whether you get a tractor, drill baler, or a combine. Whether it's in Marysville, Washington, Seneca, Hiawatha, Clay Center, or even Humboldt, Nebraska, all your farm machine needs can gladly be met at Bruna Implement. Call 785-662-5304 to have your needs met today.
Moe's Stop and Shop in Linn is your stop. Fuel up and fill up at Moe's Stop and Shop. They have gas available, plus they have drinks, snacks, and a whole lot more. Your convenience store is Moe's Stop and Shop. Find them right off the highway in Linn, Moe's Stop and Shop.
Linn girls looking for a state win in their first trip since 2008, and Jenny Turk puts in a bucket right at the front of the line to make this a 12-point lead, and now a walk in the backcourt by South Haven. That might be the final nail in the coffin, and it will be as head coach Mike Heater runs out his bench, and that will be it. The white flag is thrown for the Lady Cardinals. A 12-point advantage for Linn, the final 52 seconds of this game. And in their first trip to state, the 8th-seeded Linn Bulldogs will knock off for the second straight year top-seeded South Haven, as Linn will hold on in the final 40 seconds. But now an offensive foul will be called. It's going to not be without some stress here lately in this contest, as Gretchen Bont will pick up a fourth personal foul. But again, the white flag waved by head coach Mike Heater as subs are in for the Lady Cardinals. Bailey Peters getting all her money's worth as she picks up her fourth personal foul, and will only be the fourth team foul due as well. Final 38 seconds left of this ball game. Linn leading 51-39. Again, coming up at the conclusion of this one, we'll take a quick timeout. Then we'll come back, recap this broadcast, and get you ready for second action coming up too as well. 2 missed shots inside by South Haven will pretty much write this flag for the Linn girls. Final 20 seconds of this ball game. 51-39. Bailey Peters will look to dribble this one out up top as the Linn girls, who came in 16-6, their best record as a school since the 2013-14 season, will make it to Saturday's action with a win for the Linn girls, 51-39, as the 8th-seeded Lady Bulldogs play Cinderella as they knock off top-seeded South Haven, 51-39 here in this broadcast. We'll take a quick 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll recap this game as the Linn girls celebrate at half court their first-round victory over top-seeded South Haven, 51-39. We'll be back in 2 minutes on KNDY FM 95.5.
Insurance can be complicated. Long policies, strange words, coverage exclusions. Luckily, you live near a Blue Valley insurance agent. We can help you understand what's in your policy and what's not. We'll help you get the coverage that you need, and if there's ever a claim, we're here to help. Get a hold of Blue Valley Insurance in Linn, Greenleaf, Hanover, or Marysville for a quote or coverage questions.
Load, sort, and work your cattle easier, faster, and safer with equipment from Linn Post and Pipe. Wrangler portable corral, stationary working equipment, guaranteed gates, and continuous fencing, all available to make livestock handling safer and more efficient. Linn Post and Pipe is in the business to help ranchers do what they do best. So naturally, they provide only the most durable, best quality livestock handling equipment. Linn Post and Pipe Supply, built to last for generations.
At Oldie Seed, we are locally owned and locally grown. The corn, soybeans, and sorghum we sell are tested in plots throughout the region in close proximity to our customers. This ensures we are testing a yield environment just like yours. We are dedicated to our Know to Grow research program. It's our family's commitment to delivering high-yielding crops for you, the American farmer. This season, partner with Oldie Seed for locally owned and locally grown solutions.
Hi, this is Miranda Mainin with Union State Bank in Palmer. We are proud of the work the Bulldog athletes and students put in during the season and all year long. The dedication and determination is what drives the Bulldogs to succeed on the field and in the classroom. Best of luck, Bulldogs. Join Union State Bank of Clay Center, Palmer, and Barnes in supporting all area student athletes this and every school year. Union State Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Max Blasky back with you here from Colby Event Center in Colby, Kansas. It's the Linn girls taking care of one-seeded South Haven, 51-39. Thanks in part to the Linn defense that held South Haven to just 2 points in the final quarter of this contest. Linn outscored South Haven 7-2 in the final stanza, as Linn did against St. John's Tipton in a sub-state championship game where they just closed out the game in the final half of that one. A heck of a run here for the Linn girls. That is not done yet. This story is not finished being written for head coach Trevor Kuhlman's team that now moves on to 17-6, the most wins for the Linn girls since the 2007-8 season that saw them go 19-6. A loss in quarterfinal round of state, but that was the last time Linn girls made a trip out to state, and Linn is making the most of their opportunities. Scoring here in this contest, we're going to start with top-seeded South Haven real quick. In the second half, South Haven goes 3 for 13 from the field. That was only 23% on the second half. As for the contest, they end up going 12 for 36. That's good enough for a 33% mark. Meanwhile, Linn will get to those numbers here in just a little bit. But looking at South Haven again, they get outscored in the last quarter 7-2 in the final stanza at the fall. Their only second loss on the season for South Haven. Again, their last loss came on January 7th. The Twin Valley teams have a knack of doing just exactly that, knocking off top teams. South Haven was led by Kelly Thruer with 9 points. She had all 9 of those for the first 3 quarters. 8 points for Dell Helsel down low. Again, all 8 of those in the first 3 quarters. 6 points from Addison Heater, 5 points apiece from Raleigh Caldwell, and leading scorer on this season at 12.4 points per game, Aubrey Pond, was held to just 5 in this contest. 2 for bench players, Adeline Irie, Mackenzie Callison, and Aaliyah Mixon. As again, South Haven in this contest shoots it at a clip of 29%. They go 3 for 9 from 3, 33%. Free throws, they were 8 for 15 in the second half, making them 11 for 22 in the contest, enough for 53%. Turnovers were a big factor, 20 apiece for both teams. None of them turned points off of turnovers, but it was Linn controlling the game inside with 34 of their 51 points coming from inside the arc. Looking at the Linn stat sheet with those 34 points inside, no surprise here. Marcela Herrera led the way with 15. Isabel Rogi with 10 as the duo split for 25 of Linn's 51, just right at half of their points. 8 points for Ella Imke, who had a very energizing contest. 6 points apiece for Gretchen Bott and Jenny Turk. 5 for Bailey Peters, who hopefully can get going coming up on Friday's action. And 1 point for Morgan Wirtz. Linn goes 1 for 11 from behind the three-point line. They end up going 11 for 18 from the free throw line. That's 61%, but they shoot over 40% in this contest. In ended up going 19 for 46 in this game to shoot it at a clip of 41%. Again, 8-seeded Linn moves on to 17-6 as they defeat top-seeded South Haven. And South Haven, their second loss of the season, who ends their season under head coach Mike Heater, 21-2. Linn wins 51-39. We'll come back after our final break, our final word from our sponsors, give you a preview of other action coming up here on KNDY the rest of the week. Again, Max Pulaski here from Colby, Kansas at the Class 1A Division II Championship round. We'll be back after this last word from our sponsors on KNDY FM 95.5.
Coolman Implement and Hardware is your AGCO Alice, White, Hesting, Leaner, and Gel dealer with personalized care since 1935. See Coolman Implement and Hardware for farm equipment, electrical and plumbing supplies, parts, sales, and service. Your AGCO Alice, White, Hesting, Leaner, and Gel dealer is Coolman Implement and Hardware in Linn, Kansas.
Jack's Food Market in Linn is your hometown grocery store offering quality meats, fresh produce, and everything else you need. Planning a party or event? Let JD's Catering handle feeding your family gatherings or corporate events, bringing the flavor to make your event unforgettable. Call today at 785-348-5411 to let JD's Catering and Jack's Food Market in Linn handle the feast. Again, call JD's Catering at 785-348-5411 for all your catering needs.
Titan West Incorporated manufactures corral fencing, gates, and chutes. A square deal better. Titan West now manufactures circular working corral, cattle, hog, horse, and bison equipment. Phone 1-800-252-0847 for dealer information. Circular working corral, cattle, hog, horse, and bison equipment. Manufactured here in Linn, Kansas by Titan West Incorporated. Phone toll-free 1-800-252-0847.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
Max Pulaski back here from Colby High School for the final time this evening. As again, Linn girls knock off top-seeded South Haven 51-39 in this contest. That'll set up a matchup on Monday at 2 p.m. between either 4-seeded Buckland or 5th-seeded Attica. Attica was the only other team that South Haven lost to in the season, so I'm sure they were wanting another rematch with the Bulldogs. But it was the other Bulldog team, the Linn Bulldogs, that took care of South Haven here in first-round action. So South Haven will make the 5-hour trip back down south of Wichita. Meanwhile, Linn girls will be back out here on Friday. I don't know why I said Monday earlier. They will play Friday at 2 p.m. Of course, that coverage will be live here on KNDY FM at 95.5. Coming up later tonight, it's going to be the third-seeded Hanover Lady Wildcats at 20-2, taking on 6th-seeded Wallace County at 18-4. Chris Feichman's team looking for a run at 3 straight 1A Division II titles. That game will be live here on FM at 95.5. Meanwhile, coming up tomorrow, it is a full day of broadcast action, as in the Class of 1A Division II boys action here from Colby, with coverage here on FM 95.5. 5th-seeded Hanover takes on 4th-seeded Elmira Christian at 4 p.m. 2-seeded Axe will take on 7th-seeded Central Christian at 6 p.m. Meanwhile, over on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.01 at 4 o'clock, it is Weston Oldie with the call from Class 1A Division I bracket out of Dodge City as 5th-seeded Frankfort takes on 4th-seeded Central Plains. Meanwhile, Bruce Deerkin will have the call from the Class 2A girls as Valley Heights, the 7th seed, takes on 2nd-seeded St. Mary's Colgan at 6 o'clock. Again, both of those broadcasts over on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1, and, of course, streaming at KNDYradio.com and in the free KNDY mobile app. One score update to pass along for you, too, as well, in the Class 1A Division I girls bracket. It is Centralia, the 2 seed in that bracket, leading 7th seed St. John's Hudson 50 to 27 with 35 seconds left. So most likely undefeated Centralia will move on to 24-0. So early on here so far on this first day of championship week in the state of Kansas, 2 TVL teams have punched their tickets. Hanover girls will look to do that same thing coming up at 8 o'clock, and I hope you join us for that broadcast, as that's always a fun team to watch. Again, that contest coming up at 8 on FM at 95.5. Again, a big thank you to our sponsors here today, Bruna Implement, Moe's Stop and Shop, Blue Valley Insurance Agencies, Linn Post and Pipe, Oldie Seed, Union State Bank of Palmer, Kuhlman Implement, Jack's Food Market, Titan West, United Bank and Trust, and Midwest Products, along with our statewide sponsors, Blue Valley Technologies, Rob Olmsted, and Olmsted Real Estate, Highland Community College, Marysville Livestock Association, Blue Valley Trailers of Waterville, and Landall Company, bringing you this broadcast. A big thank you to Katie Jeter, making stuff happen back in the station. We'll send it back to her after this final word, as Linn girls punch their ticket to second-round action with a 51-39 upset over top-seeded South Haven. For Max Blasky here in Colby, Katie Jeter back at studio, and Bruce Deerking making everything run, too, as well. We thank you for tuning in. We hope to hear you back here at 8 o'clock for the Hanover girls. Until then, Max Blasky signing off here on KNDY FM at 95.5.